Oh, hi guys, remember me? It's Jennifer, and I sometimes make videos on this channel. Who would have thought? So I wanted to talk about another book this time, and that book is MaddAddam by Margaret Atwood. I do not have a copy of it because it had to go home to the library, but I do have a copy of the first book in the series, which is Oryx and Crake, which is followed by The Year of the Flood, and then MaddAddam is the final book in the trilogy. So I had read Oryx and Crake and Year of the Flood both 2 summers ago, and I really enjoyed them. I'm a big fan of Margaret Atwood. I'm a big fan of kind of the dystopian sci-fi, and also sci-fi with a little bit of literary fiction mixed in. And as any of you who have read Margaret Atwood know, she's a brilliant writer, lots of fun, and it's really great to read about kind of a mystical, science-y, kind of interesting world with some of those literary touches that us English majors were trained to love. So MaddAddam is the final book telling the story of Snowman and Oryx and Crake and all of the people who kind of get caught up in their orbit and all of the troubles it caused. I don't want to give out too many spoilers, which is hard when you're reviewing the last book in a series. But basically the plot of the trilogy is a not too distant future from our own. They all take scientific advances that are currently being studied or happening right now and kind of takes them to the next level into this like creepy, very controlled, sciencey, like organ harvesty society. And it's really creepy, but also intriguing, where it takes the kind of things that are cool and are good enhancements for your life and kind of takes that to the next level in the way that that could turn into a bad thing for your life. So it's really interesting to read, and you see a lot of what our current technology and our current scientific research could be going towards in the books. And so they take place after that society has really collapsed because of events happening in the book. And so you start off knowing that this is all going to fall apart, and then kind of get flashbacks back and see how things came to be that way. And so the first book, Oryx and Crake, is primarily about, being inside the compounds, they're called. So these, about the science. And then the second one, Year of the Flood, is primarily focused on a group that was working against the science people, kind of a religious environmental organization. And so then Year of the Flood kind of melds those stories together and is about all these different survivors. And I liked it. I think it was my least favorite of the 3. It didn't do exactly what I was hoping it would. It kind of went in a different direction than I expected, and it was all really interesting, but it didn't really feel like it was a culmination of the series, if you understand how that goes. Like, I felt like we're, building in the first book, and then we kind of build on another thing in the next book, and then it just kind of kept going as it was. I mean, there was a climax and we did learn new things, but it's obviously difficult when your book starts with the apocalypse having already happened to put some real fire into there, because we've already ruined our lives and that's already happened. So what's going to happen next? It was definitely interesting. I kind of felt that it seemed out of place in the series, that I almost would have preferred to read it before some of the other ones, which you didn't know the characters, but, chronologically, a lot of the events happen prior to any of the events of the book, or concurrently with events of the first book. So it seemed like these were things that I would have wanted to know before, so now it was just like putting the last puzzle pieces together, so you saw the whole picture, but you really already knew what the picture was, but you were just seeing the last details. So you could go, oh, that's where that came from, and that's how this person was involved, which was really cool, and it was really fun. I very much enjoyed reading it, but it wasn't my favorite of the trilogy and not my favorite of her work. So I was a little bit disappointed because I have been waiting to read it, but it's definitely a good read. I definitely recommend it, and if you are reading the series, obviously you do want to go. It's definitely worth it to go through the whole series. It's not like how in some series you're like, I wish I hadn't read this last book because I liked it a lot better before all of this happened. It definitely fits in with the rest of the trilogy. It just didn't knock my socks off. It wasn't my favorite book of the year. But it was a good one, and I am currently reading Orange is the New Black, and I am hopefully going to make a video when I finish that. I would really love to talk about that. I've already watched the series, so it's really interesting to see how those things go together. But that is a whole nother video because I'm not done yet, so I'm not quite ready to talk about it. But thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, if you liked the book. If you have any opinions about the book or Margaret Atwood that you'd like to discuss, feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know if there are any other books that you'd like to hear what I was thinking about. And the cat is trying to claw into her food bag, so I have to go. It was great to talk to you. See ya.